Is this your eyebrow where you don't have any hair over at the arch area? It kind of dips low, just like the model above the before, but you want the after. You want to stick around, and I'm going to show you how to fill in that side corner where it looks more balanced and natural. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, your brow expert. Thank you so much for joining me. So today's a really exciting video for me because this is, I think, a brow shape that a lot of us struggle with, because most of us are not born with a ton of hair on the outside of the arch corner right here. So I put a little bit of concealer over my old tattoo, which is why this looks a little off. Anyway, so many of my clients have this, and even my young clients always ask me, like, why don't I have any hair over here, or I'm trying to grow that out? And I often tell them, you probably didn't have much to begin with. I don't know why that is, where it's not as densely populated on that outside corner. So that's why I'm excited to do this video. Share this if you feel like this is helpful for you and for someone that you know. I've been shaping eyebrows for over 25 years at the Anastasia Beverly Hills salon. Thank you so much for some of you coming in, trusting me with the eyebrows. So let's get to the model and show you how I fill in that corner. Okay, so beautiful thick eyebrows, but above the brow line, like I said, it's flat and she's missing that hair right over here. I will be showing you a split screen down below and you can see the after shaping. So down below, you'll see the progress. One of you have suggested or asked if I can do that. So I hope this helps. Let me know if it does. Okay, so like I said, beautifully shaped eyebrow, but she is missing that arch. She wants that lift. She loved that shape. And, you know, I usually use the highlighter before I apply color, but it's not necessary. You can do it before and during, and definitely after. It's just a highlighter. It's not gonna, it's a light color, which, you know, underneath, you're going to find that there is going to be no color applied there. And the measurement is always important, especially for this. When I always say pin to the nose, I mean right over the nose bridge in that little pocket there. And you often want to know, where is that corner? Like right over here. I always say 1 or 2 o'clock, over the pupil, inside the iris, in an angle, 1 to 2 o'clock. That is your mark. And you know what? You can make that little mark right there if you want. Okay, so here's that important area where it's being filled in kind of in a like a half moon, if you will. Visualize that, and you can adjust. There is some hair in that pocket, but it's very fair and very light. And then once I make that little line, that little dome, you just fill inside. Very, very simple. It sounds simple, right? But it is, I promise you. Even if you don't have the top area shaped or waxed by a professional, try that technique. Comb the hair up and draw that little domey part. So again, I'm gonna do the other side as well right here. Now again, it's just that little dome right at the top area right here, and then you visualize that moon. You don't want to go too high up. You just want to add just enough where you see that little gap right there. Now you can go a little lower if you feel like you went too high, but just put the color on there and make that little dome. Now I'm going to just get close up to you and just do this right here. You can see my gap. I'm just going to over exaggerate mine so that way you can see. And you notice that I'm laying the pencil down. This is a brow definer. The tip is wider. Any pencil would really work. This is just a really easy pencil to use. Once you create that outline, see how I'm just filling inside. I'm staying inside that little outline. And that's what makes it so easy. Just filling it inside. Now, like I said, because I have that concealer, the color's looking a little off. So excuse me for that. But you get the idea, right? Just clean inside, apply inside the eyebrows right in there. And really that just makes obviously all the difference in the world. And so then this is why I just want to do my right side, so that way you can see me holding the pencil, laying it this way, but it's always about laying it down, not holding it this way, because you don't want to flatten the pencil. You want to keep it sharp and wide. Up in the front, if you feel like you're a little bit more on the sparse side, that's where you can just graze a little bit of that color, but it's really not that necessary. Okay, so the freeze gel, very important. Everything's important. I like to use the freeze gel because you're going to see in just a second, one side of the applicator, the bristles are a little bit longer. That's where I just go right up in the front. I use the longer side of the bristle, go right up in front, and I slowly raise it up. You don't want to work really fast with the freeze gel because there is so much product in there. And by going slowly, you're controlling how you want the hairs to stand up. And it's always going to be in an angle, never in a 90-degree angle, because I think that looks unnatural. You want to go a little bit more laying down. And again, you're just slowly combing up the hair. You don't need to use the flat side. Sometimes people like to use the flat side of the brush to press the hair against the skin to really make it stand up. But I just find that a little bit right up in the front, middle, and the end is all you need. I always like a spoolie brush afterwards because, like I said, this product can be very intense, but it can be your best friend. Just a little bit will keep the hair up, and it's like a comb over. You don't see this. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. You don't see that gap as much. You don't see the color. That's the reason why I say it's a comb over. When you brush the hair up, as you can see right here, and just clean it up a tiny bit with the highlighter, but you don't really need to. You just, a tiny bit with the brush 18 will go a long way. But again, the spoolie brush is when you just want to kind of move it around because, like I said, the freeze gel, and it gives you some time to do that. So don't worry about that. But once you feel like you're done, in a couple of minutes, the freeze gel will freeze and it'll just keep the hair up there in an angle. And this is why I love this beautiful before and after, the process of it, because when the hair, she does have a little bit of length, when the hair is standing up in an angle, it, again, like I said, it combs over that pencil. So you don't even see the pencil. And again, let me just reiterate, beautiful before and after, right? It's always great. But you got to see the before and after through the whole process, right? And so the reason why I love this look is that you don't see the pencil. And I didn't really do anything up in the front. Maybe a tiny bit if you felt like there were just too many gaps up in the front, but I don't mind that much gaps because it just looks more natural. The focus is at the arch. And when you have the hair combed up, I don't have any hair, unfortunately, which is why it's tattooed. But when the hair is sticking up, even if you were to do color above the brow line up in the front, because you find your brows to be a little lower, you want to fuller, but you don't want to over exaggerate in color. By applying the top edge of the eyebrows and then combing it up with the gel, it's a comb over. You don't see the pencil, which is why I get so excited when I see something like this because it looks so natural. And let me know if you feel like you see that pencil or you don't, or just a little bit. Anyway, again, this is something that I think anyone can do. Now, my brows are naturally higher here, and this side of the brows naturally just a little bit lower. And obviously you could tell now because I only have color up here that's like, ooh, much higher than the other side. And keep that in mind because you know what side is lower. So the side that's lower, you want to just add a little bit extra color up there. But at the end of the day, it's really just about that corner, right? And let me know if you are struggling with that area and this one has helped you. And if it has, it helps me when you share this with someone else. It helps me that you're subscribing. It helps me that you're engaging with me. And also it just helps me to know what works and what doesn't, right? And again, speaking of what works and what doesn't, let me know if you like that split screen underneath and if that has helped you or if it's distracting. The makeup, I will always post. I have been obsessed by the three important things. The lip pencils. Today is the raisin. And believe it or not, I just have the lip pencil on my lips. No lipstick or anything. And when I put my skincare on, avoiding the eyebrows, of course, my lips are moisturized with the skincare and all. So it's at that point not very dry. So that's why I'm able to just outline with the lip pencil and move my lips. And it almost looks like there is a little lipstick inside. So sometimes lip pencils are great for that. It can be a little bit on the drying side, which it has to be, right? So that way it doesn't bleed through the lips. But that's why I like a little bit of moisturizer first. And the beauty balm. I have that all over, not all over, but mainly around my face, just kind of even the skin tone out, but not much, just a tiny bit. And lastly, I have been obsessed over spice. eyeshadow palette. It's the middle row. I just put shine, no color. This has a little color, but it has more of that shine, sparkly, dewy look. It's all about dewy and sparkly, clean look. Not sparkly like glitter, but more of a dewy sparkle look. I believe that's great for people that are more on the mature side because it just gives it a less drying look. So there you go. That's my makeup repertoire. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you guys next week.